When we look back to 2026 and at the start of this year and the end of last year, I did a massive workshop on this is the year of self-support. And in self-support, there's such a big part of learning how to ask for what we need and ask for help, but also not be afraid to explain ourselves in a way that we're inviting someone in to know how we feel. Hey guys, it is Mel from Life Unpacked with Mel Ryan. I am just jumping on for our weekly update. I have just run a workshop actually that was what the universe was trying to tell me. And it was a really great space to share with people where my life has taken me over the last few months. And in also being able to find that direction and see what those messages for me really were in the space of what had been going on. When I also look back, of course, there's always themes. When I look back on what's happened this week and working with clients, it's been the exact same thing, which I find so fascinating with what messages are out there. So I've had people talking about being safe, and there's people around them that are trying to make them safe. But the person that I'm dealing with is feeling like totally smothered and totally disconnected, and not, it's actually you feel less safe when people squish you. And so it's being able to go, what does that mean for that person? And it was being able to advocate for yourself and go back to the people that are really trying to love and look after you and explain it to them in a way that this is really what I need. I'm going to show you how I feel and what's happening. And then I'm going to give you a new example of what could actually work for me that's going to make me feel safe and make this a much better place for us to share. So again, that happened in more ways, not just safe, but in not being heard. And someone else that was trying to explain something and was always being overridden. And so it was being able to find a way for them to go back into present it with an analogy that they can use to go, this is actually what's going on for me, and this is what I need. When we look back to 2026 and at the start of this year and the end of last year, I did a massive workshop on this is the year of self-support. And in self-support, there's such a big part of learning how to ask for what we need and ask for help, but also not be afraid to explain ourselves in a way that we're inviting someone in to know how we feel. And so that's a big part of what's been going on for this week, and probably what's been going on for me in then explaining, hey, this is what my story and where it took me and why this has been so important to me. So someone else came in and their body was doing all kinds of things and all kinds of illnesses for them, and it was really uncomfortable. They felt really unwell, and also they'd lost trust in their body and they're really scared. And so even in unpacking that with them, it's reminding them that there's a plan. Like the bodies are very amazingly good at communicating with us emotionally what's been going on, whether it be short-term or long-term. So in unpacking that and pulling the threads of what it means, it was really easy to then make sense of what she's working on right now. And then that moves us to be able to come back to that a bit more of a peace and a trust in, hey, there's a better plan here, something's going on, and we can relax into just coming back to support ourselves in what we need rather than being panicked in the moment. And lastly, what came in a couple of times was people being stuck in something they can't change. So if you're in a job that you can't change, or you can't get out of a relationship, particularly in that way that changing something isn't the option for you right now, or there's no opportunity for that, it's then going, what's the message out there? Because your solution for the big change would be that it's solved. I'm rescued, when we look at that. And so when we bring it back to go, but you can't, we need to then go, what can I do in the situation? So it's moving it from going, my plan is that this would happen, which means it would all be solved, which again is rescuing, or a job comes along or something happens. But when we pull it back in and go, that isn't going to happen. So we can stay stuck and frustrated and overwhelmed, or we can bring it in and go, what is it that if I had the magic wand, what would I want? And it's the feeling of, say, being able to be free or to be creative or to whatever it is. There's a feeling that you think that you're going to get if you changed it. What is that? So when we find out what that is, it's going, okay, well, in the meantime, before anything changes, because we're so stuck, what can we do that's going to bring that feeling into your life right now? And so that could be collaborating with someone else. It could be totally doing something online or changing something without having to change everything. It's changing the way we work or the way we think or the way we can invite a new experience in that mightn't be what we thought we wanted, but it's going to give us the feeling that can tide us over in the meantime while things are sorting for us. So it's making sure that one, we bring things back to go, there's still something I can do no matter what, no matter what's happening with the world, there's still something I can do that's going to help me feel safe, or that's going to help me feel heard in my relationship, or that's going to help me be able to survive if this doesn't change. I can still enjoy my life. And so it's being able to find what the messages are to pull them in to go, what can I do with them and how can I turn them into something that supports me in my life at the moment? So it's a little bit different, but it's a really nice message to remind us that you have more answers for you than you think. And so spend some time with just sitting with what's going on for you and then come up with really creative ways that you can find solutions that you mightn't have thought that are just that little bit outside the box or bring that little bit more joy or fun into your life at the moment. So that's me for Life Unpacked this week. I had such a really good time in hanging out with people and explaining to them what the universe was trying to tell me. Don't forget, my retreat is coming up next week. It begins online. I'm so excited to finally get back to doing absolutely what I love and helping people and teaching in that space of really unpacking things to understand yourself. There's some beautiful online workshops and there's opportunities to work with me if you want to work with me as I get back online. So lots of love to everyone. Have a great week and I'll see you all next week.